Hello. Before building an airplane, I needed to build a shop. When I bought this house 3 years ago, one of my primary requests was to have a 2-car garage. Because, let's face it, I was going to build an airplane. Luckily, the garage was drywalled, painted, and already had some shelves installed. The garage space was 20 by 21 feet, so I had a decent amount of room to work with. My primary objectives were to have lots of bench space and storage for tools and supplies. But above all, had to be organized. The general layout is to put the tools in the middle of the workspace with long benches, a lot of room on benches radiating out from the central core. Let's start this tour on the left side. First in the corner is some vertical storage that came with the house. That's real handy. And there's a pegboard with all my clamps and some layout tools. Then the side bench that folds down so I can get the cars in. Underneath that bench are the parts bins for all the aircraft parts. Then there's the battery charging station and battery storage. Then in the corner is the big tool carousel, which I'll talk more about. And the big toolbox for all the hand tools, and another bench next to that. Then on the wall I got hanging an iPad, mostly for music. Then there's some wet storage cabinet down there. And on this shelving unit on the side I have all the tapes, and then all the build manuals and parts bins for all those little parts that we need somewhere to store. And continuing around to the right side wall, of course this is still a working house, so we got all the art equipment and some hoses and all the ladders and some benches. But then also there's some shelves that were already in the house, so that top shelf there is great for holding long items, wood and all kinds of aircraft parts. And then of course there's the lawnmower and everything that's needed for a house. While I was waiting for the kit, I had a year before the kit would arrive. So in the building up to the shop, I had to be able to keep both cars in the garage while I built up the shop around it. So the side bench actually folds down, and so here I'm pulling both cars out to show you I can get both cars in with the bench folded down and all the carousel and all the equipment there. And yes, we have his and her RAV4s. The side benches consist of 2 hardwood tops that I bought from Home Depot. I think they're 72 inches long, but they're laminated, very sturdy, and they were just bench tops. So then I mounted them to the wall using a lot of hinges and brackets that mount into the studs. So it's very strong, mounted to the wall. And then it takes a little sawhorse to get these to unfold and put it on there. And then I have 4x4s that mount underneath. So you kind of maneuver the 4x4s in, and there's a bolt that goes to the top, and then it mounts very nicely, and it's very sturdy. I can put all kinds of weight on this thing. And one of the big things is that I leveled this bench. So the floor of the garage, like all garages, angled downwards towards the street, so any water in there drains out to the street. So the floor is not level. So I made sure that when I mounted these benches in there that they're actually level, so I can put any kind of fluids on there and they won't roll off, or any kind of round part or tool won't roll off. The top is very smooth, and it's already been laminated and varnished from Home Depot when I bought these things. The side bench is mounted to the wall using 2x4s and 2x6s, which are screwed directly into the studs. Then door hinges are used along the whole length to be able to fold this thing down. And there's also 4x4s, both in the front and the back, which act as really sturdy legs. And of course underneath there's plenty of room for all kinds of equipment. I got my compressor, trash can, vacuum, and these bins here, these are like clothes bins or something you get from a big box store, and these will contain all the parts when I do inventory. Once I had the bench unfolded, I found a company in California that sold me a big roll of rubber mat. I think it's like a couple 16 thick, And I wanted to put the rubber mat on there to keep things from rolling around and not to damage either the part or the bench. And then I tacked down the side. I just used double stick tape in the corners, and that kept it in place. I put this rubber on not only the side bench but also on top of the toolbox and the bench drawer unit next to the toolbox. And then I mounted a little portable vise. Didn't really know at the moment whether I wanted to drill holes in this bench or not, but this vise is working out really well. It's nice and sturdy. I had a dilemma when designing and building this workshop in my garage. I needed someplace to put the drill press and sander and grinder, but I didn't have that much space. So looking online, I found this tool carousel. A few videos were showing it, and I'm like, oh, that's the perfect solution because I'm going to be by myself, so nobody else needs to use any of these bench tools at the same time. So I found these plans online from woodsmithplans.com, and they have this revolving tool station. So I said, oh, this looks perfect, exactly what I need. So as you see, the top rotates around to use any of the bench tools that I need, and I have a light in the middle of it that can gooseneck anywhere I want, and there's a power cable that goes down the middle, so I can rotate that and don't have to plug or unplug things all the time. And then I've got drawers in there, but then also down below there's a whole carousel that holds extra tools. Now around the top of this carousel are they have a lot of drawers in them, which is really handy. I have the grinder here, and then this little gooseneck light I can move around anywhere I want. It's very handy. Then you rotate it through, and we have the sander, the belt sander, and the disc sander unit. Then I have all the various spare sanding discs and belts down inside there. And then of course the drill press, perfect height, mounted in there. Then down in the drawer I have the Forstner bits and router bits, so they're all in one place next to the drill press. Then down on the bottom, I can keep the vise for the drill press. Then I have the Dremel tool mounted in there, and then the gooseneck light has a magnetic base, so I can move that a couple different places. Then we have the scroll saw. Well, before that, here's all the bits for a handheld Dremel tool. I have all the sanding discs and the grinder bits and everything in there. Then here's the Milwaukee battery operated Dremel tool, which is always really handy. Then also in that same drawer I got the oscillating tool blades. That always nice to have everything convenient place. Then I have the scroll saw. And the scroll saw is actually mounted. This scroll saw comes out, so I can use it handheld. But I decided to practice with this, making this little decorative EAA plaque that hangs on the wall. And this thing, I mount all the little windsocks that I've collected from all the Sun and Funs and all the Oshkosh Air Ventures I've been to. So that's kind of a little. Just a little thing to stick on the wall. It said, "Hey, I've been to all these ones." Then this keeps rotating through, and here's the grinder back again, and I have all the vacuum hoses in there, and it's been really handy, and it's nice that it's nice and heavy. It doesn't move around when any of the tools are in operation. Underneath on the base, there's a Lazy Susan, as you will. And this carries all the optional tools that you need, all the hand tools, and then it rotates around on rollers down there. Very, very convenient, and it locks into place so it doesn't swing out and you trip on it. But then also I mounted some plastic piping underneath that you cut it halfway through, and it's perfect for for putting the all the hand drills in there, and it makes for a nice compact little tool storage area that just works perfectly. I modified it a little bit from the plans. I made it taller to match the toolbox. Then I also added more heavy-duty rollers underneath because this thing was really heavy. And then also here on the left, you'll see the stop that keeps it from rotating more than 360. So the extension cord down through the pipe in there doesn't get all twisted up. On the right side of my big toolbox is another little auxiliary bench with a nice top surface and a couple drawers. And the top drawer has all the writing utensils, all the pencils and pens and markers. Then on the right side are the long skinny things. We always need a long skinny thing drawer. And then the second drawer, got quite a few things in here. Got knives and some flashlights, but mostly drawing tools, layout tools, measuring tools, and a few miscellaneous things. Now in the big toolbox, we have all the hand tools and most of the small little tools. And the top here has screwdrivers and the more common pliers and cutters, hand tools up there, and some more miscellaneous stuff towards the back. But just the more common equipment that I'll be needing up here that I'll have to get to pretty quickly. Then in the next drawer, I have all the sockets and all the ratchets, and I have a nice dividers in there so they don't get it all doesn't turn into one jumbled mess. The next one is all the shaping tools. So that's hammers, chisels, files. Then in the next drawer are sheet metal tools. So on the left are more specialized sheet metal equipment, and then on the right, all the saws. So, and then the big drawer on the bottom have some dozer holes and safety wire and whole Allen sent, both SAE and metric down there. Try to keep them definitely everything organized. Here's all the wrenches, so both combos and open ends, and that's both short ones, long ones, all metric and SAE. And then the next drawer is all the drilling stuff. So I have a lot of the specialty drills on the left there, total drill sets, and deburring tools. And the next is all the electrical equipment. So I had in the lower left there, I have the my old Fluke 77, which I've had forever, but is a great digital meter. And here I have a little collection of all my pin connector insertion and extraction tools. Then I also have another box full of miscellaneous connectors and jumpers, electrical avionics equipment, and of course all the ratchets and all the pin crimpers and the middle tools. And this case is are all the different cables and connectors for the multimeters. And then on the bottom here have all what's ever left over, all the big stuff that's left over. So as you see, I try to keep it very organized and task oriented. So I want to make sure that, if I need to shape something, I know which drawer and all the shaping tools are in there. Or if I need to bend or shape some sheet metal, I go to that drawer. But the primary drawer is going to be one on top, and that's going to be the screwdrivers and all the hand pliers and cutters. Then I got this short cabinet that I keep all my flammables in, all the glues, all the solvents, the waxes, all that kind of stuff. So and all the oils. So this isn't exactly a fireproof cabinet the way I bought it, but I added seals on the door and sealed up the back. So at least if there is a fire in there, the seals prevent any oxygen from then feeding it. So it's a little bit of protection. The white workbench next to the big toolbox I reserve for the aircraft build manual, any drawings, or any paperwork. Above the cabinet, I mounted all my tapes in there, and then I got the fire extinguisher there. Then I also made this bracket, this holder for rags. Made it out of wood, and then got some tie wraps holding this. Now this is nice because I added a hacksaw blade in the front there, so it kind of holds it, so I can pull these things off just with one hand. Rand's publishes 3 separate build manuals for text, figures, and parts. I printed off all those on cardstock, then put them all in these binders under the various chapters, so all the paperwork is all in one place. Then, of course, also I have on the shelf the FAA AC 4313, which is the Builder's Bible. As I was building on my collection of power tools, the chargers and the batteries were starting to get pretty prolific, and I needed some way to organize these. So I built this power station that mounts to the wall. And additionally, all the PPE is also included in this station. When I was designing this power station, I realized the chargers, some of the batteries engaged from the back, some from the front, and some from the top. So I decided to split the difference and mount all the chargers on a 45-degree angle. So you can see here how as I have a couple screws that hold this hinged panel on, and then it opens up and there's a power strip underneath it, and then there's also holes on both sides, so whatever side the plug ends up, I can route that through there. But this is working out really well. Working previously in an avionics shop and maintenance facilities, I was really tired of tripping over cords and airlines all the time. So this time around, I was going to go all battery. So I decided to, as much as I can, get all the batteries. But unfortunately, not everything is battery powered now, because you see the irons here for the fabric work, those still have cords. So if anybody has a line on a battery powered iron, please let me know. But you see 3 different brands here, and I used DeWalt for most of the heavy duty stuff that I needed to do, or the more common work, the stuff that was going to get the most use. So that was my primary brand, because that's pretty good quality. But unfortunately, DeWalt doesn't have everything. So like you see here, I have some Milwaukee stuff, especially the rivet puller. They're the only ones that make a rivet puller, which is fascinating, by the way. That's a very, very must do on that, instead of hand pulling rivets or pneumatic rivets. Yeah, that's a great little tool. And then Ryobi, well, they aren't the best of brands, but they have things that the others don't, like this battery operated soldering iron. I love this little thing. So, and a lot of the low use tools, I bought Ryobi because we're probably going to rarely use them. So anyways, these are like the 3 big brands that I'm buying, and try to stick to just these 3. That's just been working out really well. The garage opening faces south, so it gets all the summer sun, and there's no insulation at all on the door. So it gets really hot in that garage in the summer. So I bought these foam panels. You can get at Home Depot, and two separate sets because that will cover the whole door, and installed these. And easily in the summer it's 20 degrees cooler, and in the winter it's very, very mild in there. So this alone really helped the environment in the garage. Then to finalize the shop installation, I added these LED lights overhead. Before there were just 2 little light bulbs in the whole garage, and that wasn't going to cut it. So these LED lights are really bright, and they're daisy chained, and they're very easy to install. And I added a light to each of the benches, so to make sure that as I'm standing at the bench, there wouldn't be a shadow. I wouldn't be shadowing the light. Well, so far my plans have worked out. I've only had a couple tweaks here and there. In my next video, I'll talk about finally receiving the kit and doing a lot of the prep work for powder coating the fuselage, and of course the lengthy inventory.